from a song I just finished recording. And those of you that keep track of these YouTube videos know that I just started playing guitar not too long ago and was pretty bad at it for a while because I didn't practice enough in it. But while recording this song, it brought to mind the subject of this master class, which is strong high notes. Not belted, not screamed, just good old-fashioned, strong, solid-sounding high notes. Bruno Mars and Adele come to mind. Now, the first step to achieving that ability is to stop thinking of those high notes. Stop thinking of the way you'll approach them. Stop thinking of how you'll sing them. And start thinking about how you want them to sound. That focus is so important because it gives the body its wiggle room in order to comply with the sound you're looking for. Now, I have a video posted quite a while ago called A New Perspective on Vocal Registers. And I think that'd be important for you to see if you've been choking off or struggling with high notes. The video is here. I'll put all of the links in the description below, by the way. But after watching this video, I want you to stop thinking about registers. Stop thinking about the divisions or the borders in your voice. And I want you to start thinking about the sound of your voice by asking for sounds in adjectives rather than behaviors. And what does that mean? That means we tend to talk about chest voice. We tend to talk about head or falsetto or even belting or even mix. But really what we're talking about is a sound. Now, when the behavior becomes attached to a sound, there's a problem there because then there's no wiggle room in the thinking, in the approach. But if you start thinking of the sound you want from yourself and in adjectives instead of in behaviors, fat, warm, rich, floaty, bright, brittle, gritty, start describing the sound you want in your mind and your body, give your body the wiggle room to go get it. Now, if that sounds too easy to you, that you just simply change your thinking and ask for a sound and you get it, it isn't that easy. To get a strong sound, you've got to have a strong foundation. And the foundation, of course, is the muscles, not only within the larynx, but within the vocal folds themselves. There's a muscle inside your vocal fold called the thyroarytenoid muscle, and it's basically responsible for building mass, for thickening up the folds. When that muscle contracts, your folds get nice and fat, and then you could place some air pressure underneath, and with that air pressure and the thickness of the fold, hey, you can create a nice, animated, strong sound. The minute you overload those muscles, the neighboring muscles join in, and that's when the trouble starts. That's when a lot of techniques join in and talk about placement, talk about narrowing or lifting the larynx, all kinds of tricks and modifying the valves, all kinds of things we can do to offset that. But the basic issue is if there's an imbalance, if you're feeding more pressure underneath your vocal folds than the muscle in the fold can handle, you've got to you're sort of compromising from that point on. So I've got two videos for you to watch. One is the one I recently posted, Powerful Singing Exercise. And then a singer's strengthening exercise would be the next one to check out. Do these exercises routinely and make sure you're not forcing the issue. Because if you're choking off notes, it means you're focusing on the effort that you think is applied rather than the sound you want to achieve. And then while you're working those exercises, a good way to bridge from exercise to song and kind of get a gauge as to where you're at is to what I call come in through the back door. As I was writing and rehearsing this song, I would practice it at a very low volume. And that's going to put me in a sound or a timbre that I knew I wasn't going to perform with, but it allowed me to get the choreography, to learn the chords, to remember the lyrics, to start imagining how I wanted to perform the song before I put the load on those muscles. I swear one day I will rise above, rise for love. And you could do this over and over again just to get, like I said, all the working parts coordinated. And then graduate the volume very slowly up until the point where you are going to perform it. I swear one day I will rise above, rise for love. Still not putting the full performance effort into it. I'm not letting the lyrics sing yet. Talk about that in a second. I'm just sort of eking my way into it, always using comfort as my barometer. The second a note or a sound doesn't become comfortable, I'm going to stop there, go back to the exercise, plug it back in, work on that, and then bring it back to the song. I don't want to form a memory of the song being stressful or straining. Okay, and then you're working up to the time when you feel ready to either record or you're scheduled to perform the song. And that's the change where I go through in my mind. Instead of coming in through the back door, I now let the lyrics do the singing. And all that means is the lyric or the sentiment of the song is going to drive your choices. Now, I have a good video for that. Do you struggle for power when singing? As there's a lot of aspects that are connected to what we call a powerful performance, and it's not just loudness. And so coming in through that back door allows you to appreciate the many layers of volume that you can achieve. And then you want to let the song the sentiment of the song kind of take over. I swear one day I will rise above, rise for love. So whatever words I want to accentuate, which ones I want to stretch, I want to lean on it, I want a little grit here or there. I've practiced the song over and over again, almost with a blank face. I'm a big proponent of exercising very passively so that the intrinsic muscles get all of the gist of the exercise. But in performance, of course, the rules change. And now you want to animate those lyrics. You want the sentiment to come to life. Well, so here's a sample of the end result there. Again, I've got all the links in the description below. The song is called Rise for Love. Check it out and you'll hear the end result. But remember, for you, it's all about approaching that song with respect to your own skill level. It really doesn't pay to sing above that skill level. Use the exercises to raise your game and challenge yourself often by testing that of whether you can connect with a lyric as you imagine it, or are you just bartering and compromising through a song, belting and pulling away the mic to kind of hide the fact that you've got to sing harder than you choose to. Remember, it's always okay to sing hard, but it should never be hard to sing. I'm Mark Baxter for Lesson.com.